Hi, I'm David Spirito, Corporate Chef, Hospitality USA and Baker Street Pub and Grill. If there's one item that's rich in British cuisine, it's shepherd's pie. So now, I'm going to take you through the steps to make your own shepherd's pie. Here's what you'll need. Get our pan nice and hot. When I say nice and hot, we want to see the oil break through and liquefy itself. We're going to add our 1 teaspoon of oil. We really don't want that much because we're going to have residual fat coming from the ground beef. And at this point now, as our oil gets nice and hot, we can hear it popping a little bit. We're going to add our ground beef. We hear a nice sizzle, means our pan's hot enough. With a nice soup spoon, we're going to grind down our beef. Just going to mash it out so when it does cook up, it doesn't clump up. We want it to cook up with a nice texture, which is not clumpy, which is going to be nice and brown. Really, the consistency we're looking for as we're cooking this is something similar to a taco beef, where it's broken up and it's nice and brown. We don't want to have something that looks like a meat sauce, where there's lots of chunks in it. We're just going to cook this down. This should take about 5 minutes. Okay, so our beef is brown and it's cooked. It's okay to have a little bit of pink in your beef because we are going to continue the cooking process as we go. At this time, I'm going to add my raw garlic. I'm going to drop that in. We are going to add our dry thyme. I'm going to sprinkle that in. We are going to add our black pepper. We're going to give this a good stir. Okay, so we let the garlic, the dry spices saute now for about 1 minute. At this point, we're going to add our raw diced vegetables. Diced onion, about 1 cup. We're going to add our 1 cup of diced carrots. We let our vegetables saute for about 1 minute on high heat. And they're starting to get a little translucent, which means they're starting to cook through, okay? We're going to add our ½ teaspoon of beef base. We're going to add our dry powdered gravy mix. We're going to add roughly about 1 quart of water. Now all we're going to do is we're just going to let that thicken up. Here's the point where some of your vegetables, when they haven't cooked through all the way through, here's where they're going to finish cooking through. Now we just want to bring this up to a nice simmer. We're going to lower the heat down to about a medium. We're just going to let this simmer on up, and what's going to happen is it's going to thicken, it's going to come together, and be nice and tasty. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to add our peas. The cooking process is basically over, so we're going to shut our oven down right now. We're going to ladle our shepherd's pie right into our serving platter. You get a little bit on the rim, it's okay, that's what towels are for. Now this recipe here is basically going to feed between 4 and 6 people. A nice family meal, okay? Go ahead and wipe the rim on that. Now one of the things we're going to want to look for as we're doing this is the consistency. We have nice juice in there. The mashed potatoes are going to absorb a good amount of that juice. So as we're cooking it, don't look at it right now thinking that it's a little bit watery, because as we bake it and as the dish finishes, some of those juices are going to get locked up in the mashed potatoes. At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to add our shredded cheddar cheese. And what this is going to do is it's just going to give it a little acidity and a little bit of creaminess to it. We're going to put our tomatoes, we're going to put our mashed potatoes on top. This is just regular mashed potatoes. Just going to drop a couple lumps right in front. Now as we're doing this, it is not important to cover all of the beef, because as we bake it, we want a bubbling texture coming out from the outside. At this point, we're going to add our sliced tomatoes. Okay? We're going to top it with our breadcrumb mixture. This breadcrumb mixture is equal parts Parmesan and equal parts Italian breadcrumbs. And all we're going to do is just sprinkle that over the top. And what that's going to do is that's going to aid in the browning process. And now at this point right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven at 375 degrees to go ahead and brown up. Okay, now after 6 minutes at 375 degrees, our shepherd's pie is ready. Here we are. What we have right in front of us is our shepherd's pie. Nice golden brown on our breadcrumbs. The tomatoes have a little caramelization on them. The mashed potatoes are nice and golden brown, and all our cheddar cheese is melted. It's perfect.